Welcome back everyone. We'll be talking about function templates today. So let's start with an example. Say you were asked to create a perfect calculator. So you'd probably start by making a function to add two integers together. Type int, name of function, calc, then for the two numbers type int a and int b. And in the body, add them together and return a plus b. So that's the function calc, and it adds two numbers. When you want to use this in main, you need two integer variables like x equals 7, y equals 43, and an answering variable called z. Then you need to put z equal to calc, and put in the two variables, and print on screen. So see out z, end line, then build and run it, and we get the right answer, which is 50, as 43 add 7 is 50. So that is our function to add two integers together. But for a calculator, there are lots of different types of numbers. There's integers, floats, long, double, decimal points, etc. So we need to take this function and copy it and make an identical function. But make this one using doubles, one using floats. But as a result, this program will become very complex, and any errors will be a long drawn-out process to fix. However, there is a way we can build different functions which we can code to handle multiple types of data, instead of a function which can handle only one type of data. So first, we need to build a template definition. A template definition builds a generic type of data. So write the name template, then type class inside angle brackets, then give the class a name, like John. So John becomes a template, basically a generic type of data. Now we can use our generic type of data, John, instead of int or long or double. So your return value is John, and instead of passing it in an integer called a, you're passing it in a John called a. Same with instead of passing it in an integer, float or double called b, you're passing it in a John called b. And when you build and run it, it runs smoothly. So basically you're using a generic type of data to work with any type of data, instead of building functions that take two integers and return integer, etc. So if you want to work with a double, which is basically something with a decimal point instead of an integer, it also works just fine. So when we make function templates, we first build the generic type of data, and instead of making the function specific to one type of data, we use that generic type of data. When we call the function, the program sees that x is a double and y is a double, so you must be working with doubles. Instead of John, it substitutes the word double. And where we had an integer like 7 and 43, it would take all instances of John and replace it with int. So as long as we have the generic type of data, it will work with any data we have. But you can't have two different types of data like integer x and double y. When there is a function that does the exact same thing and you want to work with lots of types of data, you can build a template function. So you're building a generic type of data and using it inside your function instead of integers, doubles, etc. So that's what we've learned today. We've learned how to work with one type of data using a function template. We'll talk about how to work with multiple types of data in the next tutorial. So until then, thank you very much and take care.